Well, good evening, Central Georgia. We've had some isolated storms all over our area, including one in Byron that was robust and had some hail. I think one was over an inch in diameter, but we have a severe thunderstorm warning for portions of Montgomery County. So let's go into the details with the radar right here. Here is the severe thunderstorm warning. So it is until 9 o'clock in the evening. Most of it is for Toombs County, but some of it encompasses Montgomery County. It's the more eastern edge of Montgomery County. But the reason why there is a severe thunderstorm warning was because of the hail. So just like the one in Byron, and honestly, I don't know why there was not a warning for that storm in Byron because the hail was large. But as similar to the storm in Byron, this storm was caused, or the reason why the storm was severe was because of the hail. So let's see the specific size. So we're seeing hail over an inch in diameter, so technically quarter sized. We also have some hail cores in Montgomery County as well. Not looking as impressive, just looking as they're close to a quarter of an inch. Let's see the one just south of Mount Vernon, same size. So nothing as impressive, but the main core that causes severe thunderstorm warning is in Toombs County, just south of Vidalia. So yeah, very central Toombs County. That's the thing that causes severe thunderstorm warning. And this has been the story all throughout the past couple of days. I think our last severe thunderstorm warning before this one was on Thursday in Taylor County and as well in Macon County as well. And all of them are due to the hail. It's not necessarily due because of the gusty winds, which is the main culprit for most of the severe thunderstorms. We're also seeing some gusty winds just south of Vidalia. I'm just going to turn off this warning just to check on the speed. So around 43 miles per hour, just under the threshold for something severe, and actually it just decreased to 20 miles per hour. So the storm, in terms of the winds are weakening. I'm going to check back on the hail core. Hail doesn't seem like it's decreasing in size. So in terms of the overall health of the storm, winds are decreasing, but the hail core is still ongoing. And that was similar to what we had earlier in Byron and as that storm moved into Houston County. Okay, the hail core just decreased. Let's check that size. Just under an inch. That's good to see. But the hail core in Montgomery County has just increased to near an inch. So it'll be interesting to see if they add another polygon towards that warning. Now, of course, everyone's going to ask, how does this affect me? You may be in, say, Lawrence County and asking, oh, will this come to me? This storm, let me go back to the radar. This storm is not going to affect anyone in terms of other places in Central Georgia. It's moving towards the east. So if you're in Montgomery County, that's the only storm here technically in Central Georgia in our viewing area that the storm is impacting as it moves east towards Toombs County. I'm going to go zoom out just to show you some of the other storms that have been in Central Georgia. So that storm in Byron that moved towards Warner Robins, it's weakening, but still producing some lightning strikes, some rumbles of thunder, but the overall cell has decreased. Honestly, I think this should have easily been a severe thunderstorm warning, but I don't know why it wasn't warned, but we definitely still saw hail in Byron. We have some rain in Vienna, just south of Unadilla, so South Dooley County. Chris County seeing a storm, and this technically is a special weather statement, so this has winds of up to 40 miles per hour. Let's check the hail in Chris County. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. So the hail not producing much of a hail core at all. Let's see the size of this hail core, around a quarter of an inch, so nothing impressive. What causes a severe thunderstorm warning in terms of hail is hail over an inch in diameter. That's the magic number. If you see anything that reaches that or goes over that measurement, then that will be a severe thunderstorm warning. I'm going to go check for any other hail cores. So the one that caused the Warner Robins, or that caused the hail in Byron and parts of Warner Robins, still ongoing, not close to an inch, half an inch. Earlier it was an inch, 1.3 inches, so definitely over a quarter size. And that storm is still causing lightning strikes and some downpours for the Warner Robins area north of Bon Air. We're going to zoom out to see if there's any other cells. So there's that shower that caused some rain for Macon. Now it's causing rain for North Macon and North Bibb County. Now I'm going to go back to the severe thunderstorm warning for Montgomery County just to see the hail core for that area. Now we saw that the hail core in Montgomery County has increased to near an inch. And now we saw that the hail core that decreased in size for that brief moment in Toombs County has now recovered a little bit. Let's see what the size there is. Close to an inch. Earlier it was well over an inch in diameter, so that's what caused the severe thunderstorm warning. So it decreased in size, then recovered, and now I think it's going steady. And then this hail core in Montgomery County, just east of Mount Vernon, has shown signs that it was increasing in size. And if you miss the beginning portion of the stream, all of these storms, in terms of getting that classification of the severe thunderstorm warning, have been caused by hail, in which these storms have hail that were technically over an inch in diameter. That's the magic number that causes severe thunderstorm warnings. So in terms of if this hail core will increase in size later, there's definitely the possibility that it could go back towards over an inch. But if it decreases in size dramatically, that's a good sign as well. That just goes to show that the storm is dying out. But we can't make that call just yet. Going back to the velocity, looks like the winds have weakened a little bit. Earlier it was around 40 miles per hour. Let's see what the wind speeds are right now. Around 35 miles per hour. Just north of Toombs Central, 23 miles per hour. But in terms of winds in Montgomery County, not impressive at all. Let's see what the official wind speeds are. Yeah, 13 miles per hour, just a light breeze. In terms of what's going on right now with rain and lightning, the lightning has been intense. It's been falling at a good rate, at a good frequency. So we're seeing a core of lightning strikes just towards the east of Mount Vernon once again. So here it is. Here's another core. The hail is within this pink shaded area, and just south of that is where most of the lightning has been falling in central Toombs County. Vidalia only seeing some light showers. As of right now, it looks like they'll miss the worst part of the storm. And in terms of the inclement weather, I think this is just reserved for the most central portion of Toombs County, but parts of Montgomery County, especially the eastern side, have been getting some robust weather so far. All right, and with that, I'm going to go to the comments to see if there's any lingering questions right now. Hail in Byron earlier. Yes, that's right. So the hail was definitely large. And in my opinion, I think that storm that caused the hail in Byron and Houston County and Peach County should have been a severe thunderstorm classified as a severe thunderstorm. So I don't know why it wasn't, but it definitely should have. I saw some of the pictures on the Weather Network, and it was definitely impressive. Got hail in Bon Air right now, so I'd say around 5 minutes ago I saw that it was near pea size, 1/4 of an inch. Let's go back to it. Let's see what the hail core is. And it was just north of Bon Air. It's looking like it's moving into Bon Air. Let's get that official hail core. It's looking small. Looks like the overall size of the core decreased. Here's the number, under 1/4 of an inch. Earlier it was at 0.3 inches, so yeah, it looks like it's decreasing. Now this is the same hail core that caused the hail in Byron. So that was around 1/4 sized hail, over an inch in diameter, but still producing some hail for the Bon Air area. Lightning strikes in Perry. Let's go to the radar right there. Yep. Well, that's for Bon Air. So lightning strikes in Bon Air. In terms of Perry, I'm seeing a old lightning strike just for the northeastern side of Perry. Could be a little outdated, but you could definitely hear the rumbles of that cell in Bon Air just to the north of y'all. But overall, this cell is what's producing most of the weather for Houston County. Let's check what the winds are doing with that cell. Let's see what the wind speeds. Oh, that's definitely wrong. Not 2 miles per hour. Okay. Around 10 miles per hour, so not impressive. But it looks like the main thing from that cell was the hail. And we know that that hail core earlier produced large amounts for Byron. It's now around pea size, but still hail is hail. So we never want to see hail. And it's still falling in Bon Air. Going back to the reflectivity, some lightning strikes in the Bon Air area. Now I'm going to go back down to Telfair County because I saw a question in terms of the forecast for Telfair County. Now they said that they've been hearing rumbles of thunder. I think what you're hearing is a severe thunderstorm warning that is now for Toombs County. Actually, that polygon originally encompassed the eastern side of Montgomery County. The National Weather Service now shrank that polygon just to only reserve it for Toombs County. So technically now Central Georgia is not under a severe thunderstorm warning. But I think the rumbles of thunder that you've been hearing, it's the lightning strikes falling in Montgomery and Toombs County. Now you do have some cells of rain moving into McRae. There's also another cell for southeast Dodge County, so near Eastman, and actually for South Lawrence County as well. Looks like that's not producing any lightning strikes. But if you're hearing anything, most likely it's just towards your east, all the way in Montgomery County and potentially Toombs County. We're going to go back. So technically Toombs County is not under our viewing area, and now the polygon just shrank even more. So that just goes to show potentially that the National Weather Service is now trending towards the storm dying, which is a common thing to see with these types of storms that develop off of the heat of the day. We're going to take off the warnings. Still gusty with winds of up to 30 miles per hour. Check back on the hail. And yeah, that looks like quarter-sized hail to me. Yep, definitely quarter-sized, over an inch in diameter. Now the hail core looks like it moves a little bit towards the east, and it's now approaching Tattnall County. Okay, so I'm going to go back towards the radar of all of central Georgia. I'm going to show you each of the storms and cells here in central Georgia, and then I'm going to show you the future view and what to expect for the rest of the night and for tomorrow as well. So I mentioned that cell that is moving through Bon Air right now. That cell was a lot bigger just an hour ago. That was the one that caused the large hail in Byron. It looks like it's weakening. It's a lot weaker than what it was an hour ago. I can say that for sure. The hail core just disappeared. Earlier, it produced pea-sized hail for Bon Air. Now we're not seeing anything. Winds in Houston County, so near the Bon Air area, producing some light wind gusts near 10 miles per hour. Oh, there we go, 23 miles per hour just towards the west of Bon Air. We're going to go back towards the radar. Some fresh lightning strikes for West Bon Air as well. So I'd say if you're in the Houston County area, you could potentially hear rumbles of thunder, and that will all be associated with this cell in Bon Air. We're going to go back and zoom out. Here's a look for our southern counties. So this is affecting Dooley and Crisp County. We have a cell right here producing some fresh lightning strikes just east of Cordele, west of Rochelle. Vienna also seeing a lightning strike towards their east. And the heavy downpours are for the eastern side of both of the counties. In terms of the hail, not seeing any hail cores for any of those counties, but we do have a fresh cell just near Americus in Sumter County. So checking the hail core there, 1/4 of an inch. But I will keep my eye on that cell because it looks like it's producing some fresh lightning strikes, a fresh cluster of lightning, which typically means that it could be strengthening. So even though the hail core is small as of right now, it could increase in size. So I'll keep my eye on this. We'll hope that this does not turn severe. But in terms for places such as Dooley and Crisp County, they're experiencing that line of rain and lightning strikes. And for Wilcox County, I saw that question, what about Wilcox County? You could be facing this rain and potentially lightning, I'd say in the next hour or so. That could definitely be a possibility. I don't think it will turn severe for you. I think at most it'll be rumbles of thunder, maybe pea-sized hail for Wilcox County. We're going to go back. And then Macon having some showers. We had some rumbles of thunder earlier today, but it looks like that cell is now shrinking. It is now dying out. That's a good thing. So those are all of the storms and showers in central Georgia. I'm going to go to the future view now. Let's take a look at what to expect for the rest of the day. All right, so as opposed to the past week, typically the storms and the showers, they lose their steam throughout the overnight. Now, I think the strong storm potential is really low, but I think the showers and storms could occur throughout the rest of the night. So you may hear a rumble of thunder once you go to bed. And that's all due to a front that's just parked itself in our area here in central Georgia. So it provides a lifting mechanism for these storms to continue all throughout the night and potentially into the early morning. As you can see, those blips continue to show up. So it could be in the early morning, potentially late morning, so 8 to 9 a.m. when you're driving down to work. This takes us into the afternoon. And as you can see, some of the light greens right there goes to show that we could still have some showers and maybe some storms. I think tomorrow will be very similar to yesterday, where we had a couple of showers, but it wasn't as active as today. I'd say more than likely tomorrow will be similar to yesterday. But there could be a storm that produces some rumbles of thunder, maybe some pea-sized hail, but it will be very isolated and it won't be as numerous as what we're seeing right now. So that's the outlook of the weather that's going on right now and what will happen in the next couple of days. So I'm going to sign out as of right now, but if we do have any more severe thunderstorm warnings, we'll jump right back into the stream. But we want to thank you for joining us and staying updated with the latest here at 13 WMAZ. Thank you very much and have a beautiful night.